Welcome back for a special edition of my Human Design Transit Report. Today is Thursday, March 16th, and we have a new transit that is starting on Sunday the 19th. And so I wanted to give you a heads up on that. And so that's why I'm doing a special edition to come out on Thursday. If you want information about the transit we're in right now, the one that I released on Monday, that transit report, you can go and check it out here, and that will give you the details about what the energies that we're in right now through Saturday. And if you haven't already seen the video that I have about the transit reports and the essentials that you need to know, I would encourage you to go watch it, because then you'll really understand why the transits are important, what you can do with them, how they're going to influence you and all of that, and how to really take advantage of the transits and also avoid the pitfalls. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, on Sunday, we have a really sweet and potent transit that is coming up. So the sun is going to move into the gate 25, which is the gate of the love of spirit, or just spirit in quantum human design. And the 46 is the love of the body, or embodiment in quantum human design. Both of these are on the G center, right, which is the center for love and lovability, identity, and direction. And you can also see that the 2, which is where the magnetic monopole is, according to the lore of human design, is being lit up by Uranus. So we have a lot of energy that is in the G center. It's also highlighted by the fact that Jupiter has now moved into the gate 51, which is on the will center. And so the only channel that goes between the G center and the will center, which are the 2 parts of the heart chakra, are connected through that 2551. And so we've got both of those centers that are lit up during this time. And it's a beautiful channel. It's the channel of the priest or priestess or the shaman. And then in quantum human design, it's been renamed the channel of higher purpose. The 51 in traditional human design is known as the gate of shock. And in quantum human design is the energy for initiation. And so it's the energy that we have to initiate ourselves and to other people out of our patterns. It's kind of a pattern interrupt kind of energy, which is why it can be shocking depending on how it's expressed. But I like to think of it as disruptive in terms of it being disruptive to the patterns and the conditioning that are holding us back and that really don't suit us. And so when we can interrupt those patterns, then we can initiate ourselves into higher consciousness. And so the 50, when it's mated with the 25 here, which is love of spirit or spirit, really elevates that energy of that 51 so that it is in this initiative kind of energy rather than in this kind of shocking expression. I have this defined in my chart, the 51, and I know when I was younger, I definitely received shocking experiences. Sometimes I created shocking experiences for other people, not really knowing that I was doing that, but it did happen. And now that I understand what this energy is, I can use it, and I do use it like even in my videos for you, where I am trying to break apart some of the patterned ways that we think about things and open up new possibilities so that we have new perspectives, we have new ideas, we have new images, new thought forms, new feelings, and so on. And so the 51 can really help us do that when it's in its higher expression, which it often does when it's connected to that gate 25. So the sun is in the gate 25, and so is Mercury. So we've got a double activation in that gate 25. And it is, like I said, it's this beautiful spiritual energy. It is the part of us when we tune into our hearts and we go into our hearts and we want to connect really with the universe, right? With that creative intelligence, with the great spirit, right? That has created all things and that animates you and me and all of us, right? When we want to connect to that through our hearts, it's that 25 that gives us that portal, gives us that access, right? And so with the sun lighting it up, it's something that we are going to want to express and radiate out into our lives. And Mercury's there. So Mercury is here to support us to communicate about it, to talk about it. And so this is a time when you can start a spiritual practice if you don't already have one, or you can revitalize one that maybe you're not quite so regular with. It's a really good time for you to be like just tuning into that love of spirit, into that energetic support that you have from an empowered heart. And with Uranus lighting up that too, as I said a moment ago, which is where the magnetic monopole is. So according to the lore of human design, we have a single pole magnet in that gate 2, which is at the bottom of the G center, and it's what attracts things into our lives. And so Uranus is it's an intuitive energy. It's a transformational energy. It's often associated with like sudden changes, and it's an awakening energy. So we have the support from this awakening energy in our magnetic monopole, which is bringing things in. The 2 is about allowing. It's about receiving. It's about being able to attract into your life what you want. And when you're awakened to the highest expression of that, it's really potent. And when you combine that with that 25, right, you can have a very elevated state during this time. Now, the Earth is lighting up the gate 46, which is also in the G center, and it is the love of the body in traditional design, human design, or embodiment in quantum human design. So it's all about our relationship with our physical form and loving this beautiful temple that we have, this home that our spirit has to experience this life that we're in on the earth plane. And so many of us are really disconnected from our bodies. I mean, our technological society encourages us to not be in our bodies very much, be in our heads, be on our devices, be scrolling, right? Just paying attention like to what's going on there and not really being in the body. So this is a really great time for you to be, either developing or refreshing or nurturing your relationship with your body. And it's where you're going to be grounding yourself during this transit. So it's interesting that this is where the earth is, because our bodies, the physical part of our bodies, are made from the earth. I mean, what are we but sacks of water with minerals, right? And bacteria, basically, right? That's animated by light, our DNA, which is our spirit, right? The spirit channels through our DNA, through our epigenetics and all of that, right? And through our nervous system. And, I could go on and on about that, right? That goes through, the human design system. It goes through the chakra system, it goes through the meridians, right? There's all different ways that energy moves through this form, but it is the physical form that gives us this life here on the planet. And so it's important for us to love this body and care for this body, pay attention to this. In the book that I'm writing on feminine sovereignty, the pillar number 3 of the 8 pillars is embodiment, vitality, and our relationship to the natural world. And it's really a meeting place between spirit and the natural world, which is us, right? Because we are animated by spirit. I mean, really, spirit is animating everything. I mean, I'm an animist, so I think everything's alive and everything has consciousness. So that's my bias. But we do know that this form is animated by energy, right? And so it is our most intimate and our longest term relationship is with this form. So it's a good time for you to be, go get some body work, take a beautiful bath, just care for yourself, love for yourself, give yourself some affirmation. For us women and for increasingly for men too, we have been taught to kind of hate our bodies, to disconnect from our bodies, that it's not safe to be in our bodies and that it's better for us to, kind of be up here. I mean, a lot of people who are kind of not in their bodies at all. So you have an opportunity during this time to change it. And when you do that, it'll enable you to really shine out that love of spirit even more that is coming from that sun, and to speak about it because Mercury is lighting it up as well. So there's just lots and lots and lots of love energy and energy to be able to open your heart and initiate yourself into a higher state. So make sure to take advantage of it. Then I just have to note that Mars is in the gate 12. Now, in the transit we're in right now, Mars is in the 12. And then when the transit changes on Sunday, Mars is going to stay in that 12. So the 12 is coming right off here, off the throat. It's in the knowing circuit. So it's individual energy. It's here to be different. It's here to bring change. And it just knows things, right? And it's really plugged into that creative intelligence of the universe. Super plugged in, right? Because it's right through that knowing circuit. Blink. So when you have the 12, right, which is coming right off here on the throat, and on an open throat, it becomes like a super channel. Because the throat is open, the head and ajna are open here, but mostly the throat is open, which means that this guidance from non-physical, right, can come right in, right through the throat, and then speak out through that 12. So pay attention during this time to what might be coming through your throat, right, through that 12. Especially if you don't already have the 12 defined in your chart, then you'll be able to access it during this time. And you might just be surprised, and it'll be very interesting to see how that interfaces with the love of spirit, with the love of the body, with that allowing that we've got going on in the two. It's just a really juicy transit. So I hope that you're going to make the most of it. And let me know in the comments below, how does this land for you? Give me some thumbs and some love down there. I really like to hear your responses. What has your experience been with your love of the body and love of spirit and the allowing, that receptivity of all of those different gates of the G center? And then that 51, which is so potent, and it can be kind of a gnarly gate if you're not on top of it, because you can shock people or receive shock. But when you are on top of it, it's super important to help you to move into that higher state of consciousness. So please do let me know in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. Okay, many blessings, much love. Bye for now.